Hi guys, Samuel here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to have a look at the TCL-X100 Mark II converter from Fujifilm. This is one of the two converter lenses that Fujifilm made for the X100 system. So this is the 50mm, there's also a 28mm wide angle adapter lens. And this one basically gives you a 50mm full frame equivalent field of view. So you get that extra range, and this is really useful for portraits, for example, or if you just need to be closer to your subject but you cannot physically move to the subject and if you're a pussy. And there are two versions of this converter. There's the older version that doesn't have the connections to communicate with the camera. So if you have the newer version, the camera will know that the converter is on the camera and it will activate the lens distortion correction. With the old one you have to do it manually by going into the menu and do it yourself. So before you attach the converter lens, you have to unscrew the ring that is on the X100F. When you have never done it before, it can be really hard to unscrew it. So there's a trick, and use your fingers like this, wrap it around the ring, and then you can unscrew the ring. So, and when the ring is off, you can take your converter lens and just put it on top of the lens, and then you can screw it on. So this is how it looks attached to the camera, and as you can see, it makes the camera quite bigger now. The front element is huge, you can see the glass is really huge and it's quite heavy now, but it actually is not that bad to hold because you have a lot of space here to hold the lens, and then the balance is not off. I would recommend to put a filter on it because if the front glass damages, you have to repair the whole thing. So just put a filter on it. You can buy a cheap one, doesn't matter really. So, and now you are protected. In case you are wondering what this black strip here is, it's just black tape that I put on the converter lens. I like how it looks and it makes the lens a bit more compact looking. I don't know if it works, but it works for me. So enough talk, let's look at some sample images. So this is how much closer you get with the teleconverter. I think it's a significant difference, and this should be really useful when shooting portraits. 50mm is also a really popular lens among street photographers. Masters like Henri Cartier-Bresson are known for shooting 50mm, and it is just a natural field of view. This is how the human eye sees. It's really natural to us, so it's nice to have a 50mm for street. What about sharpness? I think the TCL-X100 is really sharp in the center. Here you can see 100% crop of a photo I took. And the center has lots of details, it's really sharp overall. The same goes for the edges. It's a tiny bit less sharp than the center, but it is really nothing to worry about. What about AF speed? Okay, so now I want to show you something really interesting because a lot of people argue that maybe you don't need a converter lens because the X100F has a digital crop mode. That means it can digitally crop into the image to give you a 50mm field of view image. What I did was I did go into Photoshop and I took a picture of the X100F with the native lens, and I took the same picture with the converter lens. Then I put the 35mm image on top of the teleconverter image and upscaled it to fit exactly the 50mm image. And then what I did was to zoom in to see the 100% resolution. And I noticed that there's not much difference in terms of sharpness. The teleconverter image had a bit more detail. So if you can see here, I turn it off and on, and you can see the TCL-X100 image has more details. You can see that in the trees. There's just more details, but at the 35mm upscaled image is not that bad in comparison. I think you can get away with just cropping your image, but if you want the best of the best, the highest resolution, I would say there's no way around the converter lens. Now, would I recommend the TCL-X100?
Yes.
If you love the 50mm field of view and you're looking for a solution for your X100F, I would definitely recommend this converter lens. It is a bit heavy, but the build quality is really good, so I wouldn't mind the extra weight. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you have this converter lens, let me know how you like it, what you don't like, or how you use it. And yeah, maybe in the future I will do a review of the 28mm wide-angle lens someday. I'm thinking about getting one, but right now I don't have the extra cash for it. So Fujifilm, if you're watching, maybe you can send me. I can do a review, you know, no problem. Let's do it.
Call me.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.